And away we go. Shin Emperor was one of the first to exit the machines with Durezza, Rebels Romance, and Danon Decile is going to find himself in behind. Durezza is up there along with Savinia. Then came Calandagan, who's back in traffic here, followed by Caliph, who's out to second to last. And the Hong Kong Vase winner in Giavolotto is last of all. Shin Emperor leads them out past the 2,000 metres, and he's got an advantage of 1 3/4 lengths on Durezza. It is the local in Rebels Romance who settles down third, 4 lengths off the leader. 1 3/4 lengths to Danon Decile, the inside of Savinia. The Japanese pair race in 2. Then it came to Durezza, followed by Calandagan, who's back on the running rail. From Caliph, the Bahrain runner, in second last. Giavolotto is the last one. So they head to the mile marker. And it is up in front here, Rebels Romance, who's now going to inject some more tempo, and Yusei Sake is going to let him go. He sits second on Shin Emperor, followed there by Durezza, who's third. Tries to rein it back now on the leader, does Buick here, and bring the tempo once again out of the race. Savinia is fourth. Fifth is Danon Decile, and Durezza is sixth. Half a length, now a length back to Calandagan, who's got 8 lengths to go on the defending champ, who's now leading up in front on a good clip, followed by Caliph, and out to the end, Giavolotto still last. Inside the 1,000 they go, and it's William Buick in the royal blue, looking to go back-to-back here with Rebels Romance. He's 2.5 lengths on Shin Emperor. Third was Durezza, fourth Savinia, and Danon Decile fifth the rail. Durezza was next from Calandagan, who's riding a very, very patient race, is Mikhail Barcelona. He sits third to last from Caliph, and Giavolotto is last. Rebels Romance off his win in Doha last start. He's fit as a fiddle. Inside the 550 he goes. He tries to make this a real staying test. He's got 2.5 to 3 lengths on Shin Emperor, who's now felt for. Durezza works up the inside to come off the heels of the leader. Then came Danon Decile from Savinia. Calandagan now out. Rebels Romance, he's hit top gear. Here's Danon Decile, and pouncing the outside, Danon Decile. He goes up. Rebels Romance can't do any more. Here's Calandagan trying with a late ask, but Danon Decile, the Japanese raid tonight, is on full force. Wins the Sheema Classic, and a third win for Japan on the night. Calandagan second over. Durezza in a photo with Rebels Romance. Giavolotto ran home well from Durezza. Then came next over was Shin Emperor. He had nothing to give there late. And the last two home to greet the judge, Caliph, along with the Shin Emperor at the back of the field, Danon Decile. The Japanese cannot be stopped tonight here at Meydan. They continue on their winning ways. Danox Co Limited and Shogo Yasuda team up with Kita Tasaki, and they take the Longines Dubai Sheema Classic for 2025.
It's more Japanese desert domination, and Danon Decile has gone on to score and take out the Longines Dubai Sheema Classic. Keita Tasaki's got this absolutely spot on. He's sat, he's waited, he's been handy. Rebels Romance, he had to kick early because of pressure in behind. He hasn't quite sustained his run. Calandagan probably got going from a bit too far back, a little too late. And Danon Decile has run out a pretty comfortable winner in the end, dare I say it, to the Sheema Classic, Megan.
Yeah, he has. They haven't gone crazy fractions in front, and I think it's paid to be in the first half of the field. And as you say, Danon Decile has just been able to be weighted with, and once he asked him to stretch, he's shown a great turn of foot, and he was quickening clear at the line. I think he had a bit more left. I know Calandagan was closing, but I think the winner had a bit more, and it was a pretty explosive turn of foot. He wasn't for catching.
No, he's a horse who stays further, but he doesn't lack pace. That's pretty clear. The last success came over 2,200. He's won over this distance as well, but he has competed over 3,000 metres. And I think the key is, and we see it quite often out in the Middle East, when the ground is quick like this, it suits those Japanese horses. They like to hear those hooves rattle. They do it at home all the time, and it really suits them, and that's been proven again tonight.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we've got it on repeat, haven't we? These Japanese horses are flying. They're coming here in top form. The track suits, the ground suits, and you know, they are just running out of their skin. I thought that Calandagan ran a huge race, and he's going to have a productive season back in Europe, no doubt, but he wasn't quite good enough on the day. He couldn't catch Danon Decile, who was placed perfectly turning into the home straight. And when asked to quicken, he did so pretty impressively, strong to the line. And as I say, he was not for catching.
Might be a while before we hear from our winning rider. We will do soon enough. But, Nick Lightfoot's Japanese lessons haven't quite paid off just yet, Megan, so we'll have to work on that for him. But we will no doubt hear from Winning Connections soon enough. But more success for Japan. I think the other point worth making is that this is the end of their season for those in the East, whereas the Europeans, etc., are just kicking off their season, so it's very much a starting point for them. I'm not saying they're not fit coming into this, but the Europeans, but they're aiming at a longer season, whereas these guys are at the back end of their campaign. They're hard fit, ready to roll, and they have won again.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.